Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out y'all.
This is lyricism. This is the MC. This is what it's all about. He's the reason we get mad when people don't put their best foot forward when it comes to lyricism. Give him a round of applause. Keep going. He's from an era where being whack can get you can lose your life.
Oh, serious.
You say the wrong thing in the rap, you could lose your life. If you took somebody's style, you can lose your life. I remember when he made Road to the Riches with DJ Polo.
Woo.
And at that point, I thought, what is about to happen to the rap game? Wanted, dead, or alive. Some of the best production you're ever going to hear on a rap project, Live and Let Die. The lyrics just go on and on and on. He's often somebody I reference when I talk about my top 10.
Yeah.
You know, he's often somebody I reference when I say people make these lists. If they don't mention them, it's because what I say last week.
Ignorance. They just don't. They ain't doing their homework. They not understanding the history. Sway. Just last night you said that.
They just don't know. Welcome him back to the show, one of the greatest of all time. And if you don't believe me, I really don't care. The one and only Kool G Rap.
God, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man.
Once again, Sway.
Man, this is my brother right here. They don't
Have
know.
a beat?
You know. What's up, G Rap? How you been, man?
Everything good, man.
Yeah.
You know, can't complain too much.
Can't complain. You got a new project, right?
Got a new project,
And it's called
The Return of the Dawn.
Return of the Dawn, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, how long it take you to put this project together? You got a lot
about
of
a good, probably like about 7-8 months.
7-8 months.
Yeah.
At this point in your career, when you decide I want to do a new project, what motivates you?
I mean, it could be a multitude of things. You know, it could be just to stay into the competitive spirit of it all. You know what I'm saying? And then it could just be from me receiving new production that just open my whole creativity thing up. You know what I'm saying? And just make me go in. You know what I mean? It could be one or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it ever like an artist who's done something that you go, man, that shit was so dope, I want to run into the studio?
Yeah, you know what? Back in the days, it was more that with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly as tuned in as I used to be, so I'm not really into no particular artist like Hard Body as much as like maybe I was into Rakim and KRS-One back in and Slick Rick, Cube and Scarface. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that used to be one of the main motivators as well.
It was a competitive thing.
I was gonna ask you too, G-Rap. Like being from the East Coast, me and Sway being from the West Coast, we talk a lot about the impact of Scarface. You know, and for you're a storyteller. You always painted those pictures. How was Scarface influential to you in terms of artist to artist?
Just from his perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like just doing it from a Scarface point of view.
Yeah.
Somebody from Fifth Ward, Texas point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just seeing how we all relate to each other. You know what I'm saying? Even though we come from slightly different cultures, as far as it could be, something as little as accents to the dress codes. You know what I'm saying? But we all able to relate with each other.
Yeah, because we hadn't heard from nobody from like Texas, so to speak. We didn't know nothing about that unless you was able to go out and do shows.
Exactly.
And you wasn't really rocking with nobody from there. Scarface to me just got right up in there.
Yeah, but then you had the industry politics at that time. New York wasn't playing a lot of Southern music in that era,
Very
so
true.
you wasn't being
Right.
exposed to it, right?
Very true.
Kool G Rap is here, a woman who was so inspired by you that she actually adopted your name. Tracy G Rap is over there.
Tracy G Rap.
I like
Wow.
that right there. That's a nice bridge you built.
You like that? Go ahead, Trey. You got a
that's
question
what's
for
up.
him?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering how important or maybe unimportant is it to you that a 17-year-old anywhere in the United States who loves hip-hop knows about your history?
I mean, it's very important. I mean, I think if the more 17-year-olds that do know about an artist like myself, I mean, that's just gonna promise hip hop's stay around. Like it's gonna be here. I think that's just gonna guarantee that even more. You know what I'm saying? Like the more 17-year-olds know about G-Rap, Kane, Rakim, KRS-Ones, you know what I mean? It's just gonna substantiate hip hop even further as being one of the strongest music genres.
So then whenever you're in the studio of the current work you're doing now, do you think about the younger audience and how maybe or maybe not you want to kind of get into the arena that they're attracted to?
I mean, they off into something totally different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would have to completely jump in a brand new lane. You know what I'm saying? To attract the 17-year-olds now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's something I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But I'm sure maybe it's certain things that G-Rap do or say that they can relate to.
Right.
But they're not gonna be, just in a G-Rap world.
You know, when I look at your album, though, you got, Manolo Rose is on your album.
Right.
You know, Fred the Godson. You know, A.G. the Coroner. You know, you got Rest in Peace, Sean Price is on this.
No doubt.
The West Side Gun is on this. You
Yep.
know, who came up here and smashed it.
Yo.
But those artists are newer generational artists, and for some reason they appeal to you though, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They like one of the few younger artists that keep it traditional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ain't all the way opposite 360-degree direction and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they know the basic fundamentals. The album is called Return of the Don. It's scheduled for release June 2nd.
June 2nd.
The lead single is Wise Guys, and it's featuring Freeway and Lil Fame.
Wow.
We're going to play that, and I got more questions for Kool G Rap, man. You want to talk to an icon? 888-742-3345. That's Wise Guys featuring Freeway and Lil Fame. Kool G Rap, the legend is here.
Yes, sir.
The legend is here. Return of the Don. It's a new album coming out June 2nd.
June 2nd.
Okay, I got a couple of questions I want to ask you, man. And you know I like to go back. And why not? Tracy brought up a great question. Is it important for the youth to know who Kool G Rap is? Your answer is yes.
Extremely important.
That's how we secure our legacy in this culture. Right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that. This is how they keep the rock groups like Rolling Stones alive through many generations down the line. You know, them dudes could probably still go to stadiums right now and not only sell out to people of their time, but you'll see a bunch of 25, 30-year-olds up in the crowd audience as well. You know what I mean? Because, they keep
that.
the information.
Yeah, they do sell out like that. They sell those stadiums out.
I just love having you here because you've been on every single chapter of hip hop. So it's good like knowing from the beginning, from the middle, and then here. So I'm curious because when it comes to beefs in the game, I hear a lot of times people be like, yo, if this was 1992, it wouldn't have happened like this. Biggie would never be on Instagram or on Twitter taking shots, yada, yada. But we don't know because social media wasn't there.
Right.
One, how do you feel about this tool? Do you feel like it's a tool of mass destruction or mass construction? And then two, if it were around more so in, I guess, the heyday of your career, so to say, would you utilize it in the same manner? Would you address someone on Twitter that you have beef with?
Nah, we was cut from a totally different cloth. You know,
Yeah, that sound good, Trace, but nah, man.
Nah, dudes wasn't doing all that, yo. We ain't putting nothing on Front Street like that. You know, if it's drama and all that, you gonna handle your business, as undercover as possible, off the radar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You
You ain't yelling it out and all that.
So is Kool G Rap gonna be like on Instagram stories or anything?
Nah, I mean, that you ain't gonna hear nothing like that unless it's related to my music.
Yeah, but I mean, using for promotional
Things of that
purposes.
nature. Right.
What's your social media?
No personal. The real Kool G Rap at Twitter.
The real Kool G Rap at
Yeah.
Twitter. Let me ask you something, man. I'm gonna go back to the cold chilling days and the rumors I've heard.
Right.
Okay. All right. Number one, were you ever, because right now when we look at the music industry, independence has been really a key factor in a lot of success with a lot of younger artists. to her point, utilizing the digital platforms,
Right.
whether it's Spotify or SoundCloud or whatever. They've been able to exist without the record labels.
Absolutely.
And they've been able to get their money direct. Distribution channels like Empire, they pay them every month.
Right.
Did you not get paid from Cold Chillin', your royalties, or you did get paid?
Didn't really get paid. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
this is why it got to a certain point where I was about to leave Cold Chillin'. And but what ended up happening is I created a bigger situation for Cold Chillin' at the specific time than Cold Chillin' had on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like when I signed with Epic Records, they wanted to sign G-Rap to the point where they was willing to do a whole Cold Chillin' Records deal in order to get G-Rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when I started seeing paper from the music.
But it wasn't
not really through Cold Chillin' like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But through other labels, through other sources.
Through other sources, and that was the norm back then, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure my story wasn't. This ain't an isolated story just to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was. I'm sure a lot of cats went through that.
Did that have any effect on what we never really saw y'all? One of the greatest, if not the greatest, collaboration songs of all time is the Symphony.
Yeah.
But we very rarely got to see you guys perform. All you guys perform together. Is that one of the reasons? Was that happening back then, or what? Why is that?
I think after a while, like the closeness and the Juice Crew just began to dissipate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was done on purpose. I just think like when Kane started getting a lot of heat on him, and Biz, and then myself, Shan and Shantae, they was already out there. They was popping before us. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, everybody just began to drift off into their own little thing. Unintentionally.
Okay, so it wasn't no animosity.
Nah.
None of that stuff.
There was animosity with some cats, but for the most part of it, nah. It wasn't that caused us not to perform Symphony.
Okay, all right. What was that animosity about?
Oh, with Shan and Molly Mall.
Okay.
That's some inside thing with them. I couldn't even give you the whole rundown.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, respectfully, I get
So
that.
did y'all ever perform that song live? Was it ever?
We did for the first time. We did it in Radio City. I think it was 2014.
2014.
For the first time.
2014.
Yo,
2014.
when that shit came out, 80 something.
2013 or 14.
What year did
That
this
song
came out? Came out 88.
88 and
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
2014.
True.
26 years later. Did Marley? You ain't gonna answer this.
Hip hop suck.
let me ask you anyway. Did
What's
Marley ever think you were better than Kane?
If he did, he never expressed it to me.
He never expressed it to you.
No.
Because that was always G-Rap, Kane, Rakim, right? At that time, am I right? People
Of course,
always, that was
absolutely.
the argument. So I remember back then hearing about a song that you and I don't know if it's this urban myth
Okay.
that there was a song that you and Kane got on that was never released. That was like a battle song, a battle
You
record.
talking about the raw freestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. Nobody ever said like, "Yo, let's get on this track and go at each other." You know what I mean? It was just. I think Marley had called me to come over one time. Come over to the lab, and then Kane was there, and Kane was doing this raw freestyle, and he was like, "Yo, G, what's up, yo? You got something to throw on that?" I just finished writing something. You know what I mean? So I was like, I got you. But you know what I mean? It was never outspoken, but I think it was always a soundly competition between me and Kane. You know what I'm saying?
It was never, y'all never said it though.
We never said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the love was there too. We crew members.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, we going to compete.
You ever wrote for other people? Because it was common knowledge that Kane did a lot of writing for other people. You ever wrote for people?
I wrote for Roxanne Shantae. I wrote a song for Salt and Pepper.
Wow.
Chick on the Side, opposite side of Push It.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
Chick on the Side. Wow.
Yeah.
I know you got a chick on the side.
Bet
Chick
you
on
got
the
a
side. Damn, you wrote that?
I didn't write the chorus, but I
Okay.
wrote the lyrics.
So when you hear about, because
Right.
I've been trying to, I've been interviewing different people about ghostwriting and
Right.
how that affects the stature of a MC. If he had a ghostwriter, can you still be considered the best? And Jermaine Dupri says, Sway, it's two different things to me. If you want to write a great song, you need a great song. You're competing against a lot of people who are using a lot of writers. Business-wise, it's smart to have a ghostwriter, as many writers as possible.
Sure.
Culturally, though, does that take away from who you are as an MC?
Absolutely. You
Speak
can't have ghostwriters and claim to be top 5 or top 10.
Mm-hmm.
You can't claim none of that then.
Mm-hmm. Why?
You know, you're
Why is that?
completely out of the game
Yeah. Why is that?
because you're not creating your own material.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The top 5s and top 10s, the top anything is reserved for the cats that put in 100% of that work.
Mm-hmm.
Writing, thinking of those punchlines, playing with the words, being the real wordsmith. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That credit goes to those dudes that put in that work for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not nobody that gets it done for them, in my opinion.
Okay.
So if the business side accepts ghostwriting, but culture side doesn't, if you're advising a new artist where they should focus on, where do you tell them to go?
I only deal with dudes that gun themselves. You know, I don't really support
realist.
artists that get ghostwriters and all that. You know, I got a track record for working with Nas before Nas came out. Pap Poose. You know what I'm saying? Before Pap came out. That's G-Rap's track record. Akinelli. You know what I'm saying? These are the artists that I was working with before they actually made an introduction in the game.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand. You know, with originators.
It doesn't do an artist good business anyway to have people write for you. At the end of the day, this game is about publishing.
Yeah.
And you could not make an album for a long ass time, but if your publishing and everything was in order, you still getting those checks. You still getting that money from writing those songs. So why not take a chance on yourself first and write your own shit? See what happens before somebody
Absolute.
just tell you, yo, you need to get so and so to write for you. This game is about publishing.
It's about publishing. You know, Kool Rap is so legendary to me, or great as an artist. And people, when I say this a lot on this show, you know, I bring your name up a lot on this show, and sometimes I feel like I know too much. You know what I mean? But it's not just me who thinks so. Some people believe one of the greatest of all time is the man that owns this station, Eminem. And this is what Eminem, who you might believe is the greatest of all time, had to say about Kool Rap.
And the winner is Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Instead of me coming out here and thanking the people that I usually thank or whatever, because all those people who had something to do with my album know who they are, I made me a little list of MCs that inspired me to bring me where I am today. Because honestly, I wouldn't be here without them. So the list goes like this, and it's not in this order. Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Kool Rap, Master Ace, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Dr. Dre, all the NWA, KRS-One, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z. Thank you, because I learned from all of you. Thank you.
That's what's up.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Why you say that? Why you think it's
Because
important?
it is important.
Yeah.
I mean, that was big.
Yeah.
You know, when M went up there and did that.
Mm-hmm.
Gave respect and props to the dudes that put the battery in his back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It ain't about getting to a certain place in this game and then acting like you just fell out of bed one day and woke up and just thought all this on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's people that contributed to that.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with anybody that achieved great things.
Yeah.
Whether it's a boxer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's people before you that put the battery in your back. You know what I'm saying? For you to do what you do.
It's important you acknowledge him. Jay-Z has referenced himself as Kool Rap in his prime. You know
No
what
doubt.
I mean? The Game, referenced you before in music
Absolutely.
as well. When they say G-Rap in his prime, though, do you ever go, wait a minute, hold up, I'm still
Right.
here, bro. I'm still here, man. What we doing?
I let what I do say it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll let what I'm doing now say it for me.
Okay.
You know, I might not be so verbal about it. You know what I'm saying? But I just let the work speak for itself.
Kool G Rap is here, man. The Return of the Don is the next album. June 2nd is coming out. Wise Guys is a new single. I'm going to open up the phone lines. You want to talk to them, 888-742-3345. But first, man, let's play some of these G-Rap hits. Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5. Let's go. Come on. You might want to reevaluate who's your top 10.
That sound crazy.
You might want to reevaluate.
Damn.
Kool G Rap is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go to these phone lines. Good. Shout out to DJ Wonder. I asked him at the last minute to prepare something. He came with that. Man, that
Killed
dude,
that.
that boy all right?
Oh, he on
Shout
fire.
him out. DJ Wonder, he likes that.
DJ Wonder.
Yeah.
Boy, get it popping.
There it is. That's his drop. He'll make use of it. Sam Shine in Detroit. What up, man? What you want to say? Turn your radio down, Sean. Turn your radio.
Man, Kool G Rap is the foundation, man, of so many MCs. You know, he got to be in the top 10. I remember growing up, man. He the only rapper that when I listened to his tape back then, when I was a shorty, I had to write the lyrics out so I could memorize it because I couldn't memorize it just from listening to it. I had to actually write the lyrics out to truly yours so I could memorize it.
Wow. That's
No
dope,
doubt.
man. Hey, man, he got a new project, Return of the Don, June 2nd. Look for it, support it, buy it. All right, Sean?
It's bought.
There it is. Laundry from Massachusetts. What up? Landry.
Yo, Tracy G, Heather P, Slay, how y'all doing this morning?
What up,
Man, G
though?
Rap is here, man.
Hey, Kool G Rap, first and foremost, one of my top 10 of all time.
There you go.
Much
I gotta-
appreciated.
Definitely, man. I got a question for you. How's it like working with Necro, man? You guys got anything new coming out, or how'd you guys wake up?
We don't have nothing new coming out, but we was talking about doing something. So you could look for something like that to happen real soon. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just spoke with Necro last week. You know, he good. You know what I'm saying? And Necro's dope to me. He's a dope lyricist.
All right, Landry, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
All right, Cash from Jacksonville. What up, Cash?
Cash rules.
What up, Sway? How you doing, man? What's up, Kool G?
Hey, what's the deal, baby?
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you a couple things I respect about you, man. I'm 26, man, and I never really came up on you listening to you, but I'm gonna tell you one thing.
What's that?
Your lyrics, man, can be put on new beats, and it's killing niggas that's in these streets, man. I'm telling you, man, like, that's how I
Appreciate
feel,
that.
man. That's how I evaluate people when, you know what I'm saying, when I listen to them.
Much appreciated,
and-
my G. That's a
and to be-
serious compliment right there.
No problem, man. And to be honest, man, I find myself wishing I grew up in your era, man, because I can't really feel the music that I listen to now. I used to make music, but I don't anymore because I'm a tire, man. I'm a blown out tire, man. I don't have it no more, man, because the type of music that you make, and even the new track that I just heard, man, like
Right.
it brings back the feeling of why I love music so much, man. And I just want to show you love, man.
I appreciate that. You know,
That's real, Cash.
No doubt.
Follow him on social media too. It's real Kool G Rap, right? Okay, follow him on social media. Mike in Atlanta. What up, Mike?
Mike.
Yo, what's up, Sway? Love you, man. Love the show.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Kool G, I
Yes,
just want
sir.
to pay homage to the God, man, and let you know, hey, hip-hop saved my life. You guys, man, were way before your time. Just like the last caller say, we could put you on a new beat right now, and it'll be awesome. You awesome anyway. Just keep putting that hip-hop out, brother. I love you. Hip-hop saved my life. And I just want to say one thing. Anytime I get a young cat in my ride, I don't play nothing but the old school hip-hop. And they don't even realize that it's old school. They think it's new school. The poetry is awesome. I love it. Keep it going.
That's what's up, man. A lot of love, G Rap.
sir.
We got more work to do, man. Got more work to do. What I want to ask you, the Wanted Dead or Alive. Who did most of the production on that project?
On One of Dead or Alive?
Yeah,
That was straight Large Pro.
Large Professor, right?
Yeah. He
And
did
LP.
the whole album.
If you, listen, go back, look for Kool G Rap Wanted Dead or Alive album, and take your time with it. Sit back and listen to that project. You got a lot of classic projects. That one was mine,
Got you.
Okay. Go back, listeners who are citizens, and just, you got a chance, go sit and listen to that. Analyze it. Listen to the musical composition. Listen to the lyrics, the song structure, the concepts, all of that. To me, that's a classic album, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm
Appreciate
sure
that.
It'll be even better. What I love doing, and I'm going to do this with your album as well, is when you can read the lyrics while you're listening to it, it changes the entire freaking mood. You receive it completely differently, and you're like, wow, this is the difference between a writer versus just an entertainer. Because if just on screen, like the flat words themselves are alive, powerful.
Skills, son.
Absolutely.
Skills, son. G-Rap, man, thanks for coming through today, man.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
you know
sir.
you family.
Appreciate you too, Sway.
Come on, man.
Have a beat.
We in here.
And I appreciate you.
Tracy G. Rap.
Tracy G. Yeah, Tracy G. Rap. There you go. That's what it is.
One quick story for Celebrity Wire before we go.
Yeah, I felt like this was important. Citizens, you guys may recall some months ago, we spoke about how Young Dolph, when he was touring in Charlotte, he had to stop and his SUV was shot 100 times. Well, it's being reported, according to TMZ, that Black Youngsta, who is Yo Gotti's artist affiliate, he currently turned himself in to police over that shooting. They're saying that that Black Youngsta was the one who bought the car, rented the car, that was used to house those who shot at Young Dolph.
Wow, man, we've had them both up here talking about that very issue.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here right now, G-Rap.
Yeah, it is crazy, man.
Got the rap
Young boys got to stop it, man. Just get that paper.
Yeah, right.
Stop trying to take each other head off, man.
It don't make no sense. The rap gang got you away from that. That's what we used the rap gang
Exactly.
to get away from that.
To get away from that life. Yeah.
So it's
unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's
that's
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's sad to hear that, man.
Yeah, G-Rap, thanks for coming through. We want to thank the cast of Grown Up Hip Hop Atlanta, We TV next Thursday night. Make sure you watch the premiere of that. Who else? That was about
Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the fight this Saturday, baby.
My little brother Terrence Crawford fighting, defending his WBO and WBC title, light welterweight championship against Felix Diaz. That's this Saturday at Madison Square Garden. Terrence Crawford for the victory. That's what I'm putting my money on.
Nice.
All right, Heather, how can they reach you?
At the Happy Hour WHB on Instagram and Twitter.
My bad, HB. Citizens, find me on Twitter, Instagram at It's Tracy G, ITS ACYG.
And we got a pair of Mary J. Blige tickets we're going to give away right now.
Woo, woo. Yeah, man, do it. Call us up, 888-742-3345, because she is performing this Friday at the Today Show Plaza. She's doing her concert. We're giving away tickets right now if you call us up.
Okay, and until tomorrow, who we got tomorrow, OQ?
Tomorrow we got DJ Casper. He's going to be mixing for us, as well as Miss USA.
Miss USA be here, G-Rap, if you want to hang out. All right.
No doubt. Absolute.
Okay, until...
You going to have me that long?
Yeah, man. Just stay right there. All right, we have nothing. This is Capitol Hill featuring Manolo Rose, Chic, and Cormega. G-Rap.
Yeah.
Sway in the morning.
It's Sway in the morning, only
on Shade 45.